Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to give my final thoughts on the game Tarisland. What are the pros and cons, and why I'm not updating my Tarisland contents for the past few weeks. Tarisland was released on June 21, and many Eastern players were really hyped for the game as it is like a WoW-inspired game or the World of Warcraft. However, it gained a lot of negative feedbacks for the Western player, including Styx, which I don't really agree with some of what he had said.
Outside of that, it is one of the poorest quality, mobile-focused, mobile-oriented MMOs that I have played all year.
The game is very F2P friendly. It still has a pay-to-win monetizations, but it's not really that heavy unlike other games. Graphics-wise, this game gave me a smoother experience when playing on PC. Even with a lot of crowd skill effects, it doesn't stutter unlike when I'm playing Ragnarok Origin. The game has 9 unique classes to choose from, and with each class they have 2 specialization builds. The game only offers 3 roles, which is the tank, DPS, and a healer, and each of them is really essential to the party. I'm done with the basics, now let's talk about the pros and cons of the game. First is the pros. Number 1, like what I've said, Tarisland is one of the most F2P friendly MMORPG that is mainly set on a mobile platform, because nowadays, mobile MMORPGs are heavily pay to win. For the number 2, the game is very generous and it is casual friendly. You can even hibernate into the game and be back when you want to play again because of the catch-up mechanic. Also, the time-gated events are what I really like for the new players to catch up and max their level in a span of few days. 3 is the easy character building for beginners. They can easily determine on what to build on their character, as there are guides on the stat window. You can just max all the skills to improve your character, and on the end game you can fill all the important stats on your inscribed stone without having to worry. 4 is the need for teamwork in every dungeons, raids, and PvP. Tarisland is a very team-oriented game where each of the players needs to learn the mechanics of the boss they are facing. Some parties need to do voice chat, especially if the raid is still new. Even for the large-scale PvP, tanks and healers are very essential for every map mechanics to ensure the win. 5 is the character designs. I like that they include a non-human character to be playable. The animation is also smooth, and just like World of Warcraft, they adapt the skill animation while running that makes the game rely more on movements. And it feels better to see people running around the map rather than just standing. And in every game, there will always be a cons. So this is my perspective as a veteran gamer. First is the linear character progression. I have said on my number 3 pros that the character building is easy. Some players might find this a good feature, but for me, I find this a negative as I am doing guides for the community, and I don't want to keep repeating the same guides all over again. There is no complex or risk in building your character here. You can just reset the skill talent or the inscribed stone, whichever you like, for free. Also, the stats feels not unique as most classes will definitely have the same build. For example is the DPS. DPS classes will always build for crit or combo, depending on their specialization, then followed by Omni or cooldown, and that's it. The main attribute is so plain, there are no unique additional stats for each of these attributes, other than just plain attack. Yes, you heard it, it only gives a small amount of attacks. So what's the uniqueness between intelligence, dexterity, and strength? Is it only the name itself? For the number 2, as I have said, the game is casual friendly. But on the other hand, it is also quite tiring to play, as the Arcane Realm requires a lot of time just to clear the dungeon. The average time on clearing Arcane Realms are mostly 14 to 18 minutes depending on your party. And on top of that, it requires a manual playing, so you will most likely be active on screen for the most part. Now if you haven't played for the next 3 days, the Arcane Realm entry will stack up to 6. Imagine repeating the same dungeon for 6 times with a 15 minutes clear time. That is tiring and boring at the same time for most people nowadays that just want to have fun and release their stress from a busy day. 3 is the most controversial and the part that we can all agree with, and that is the combat. It feels so soft and you can't feel every hit that landed. Although I've said that the animation is very smooth, I feel that they really lack on one thing, and that is the impact. I also don't like the animation and design of the damage numbers. It feels awkward and less informative, especially with the combo specialization. Oh well, I think it's better than not having a damage numbers like Nitros. And for the last one, I don't really like how this game tends to have a monsters around an open field in an open world game that doesn't drop any loots and EXP. In my opinion, Tarisland is one of the better MMORPGs out in the market, and their best selling point is the non-pay-to-win feature, but I highly doubt it since there are still microtransactions that make spenders progress faster than F2P. The dungeon mechanics of the raid is one of the best features of this game. It is challenging and fun at the same time, especially when you are starting to get a hang of it. This game is really worth playing, and I highly recommend you try this game if you want to take the challenge in raids and PvP. I've heard that you can still catch up even if you start today. The only thing that you will be behind is the inscribed stone. And that is okay because sooner, the inscribed stone will be capped. As for me, the reason why I haven't uploaded any Tarisland contents for a while is because I got tired from spending more hours of the game than usual. I mean, playing it manually by pressing the keyboards and mouse repeatedly while your eyes are so focused for a couple of hours is not my thing anymore, since I also have other things to do than just playing one game. It sure is fun at first, but once you realize that you are doing it repeatedly every single day, it may lead to exhaustion and somewhat quit the game. Because for me, games should be fun and relaxing at the same time. Also, I lost interest in the character building. I don't like that the game is the one telling you to build this or that. What if I want to play Tame Beast Ranger but I want to build crit stats on it? What if I want my priest to be more tanky and build glancing? Sure, you can't do that because the game has plain character building. And for me who likes to do crazy builds in every RPG, find this boring. There is no uniqueness in each class. So how about you guys? Are you still enjoying Tarisland? Let me know in the comments. I also want to know your thoughts. If you agree with my pros and cons, then please leave a like. Also subscribe to support my channel. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day. Lights out.